That's why, like you take a trader who, has, 9 out of 10 winning trades, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 in a row, and, you're talking to other traders at conferences and chat rooms, and they'll tell you about all these winning trades that they had. They didn't tell you that the 10th trade, they lost all their winnings on the first 9 and more. They didn't tell you that. Yeah, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, yeah. And did they have to lose all their winnings from the previous 9 trades? Did it put a stop in? No. Did it define the risk in advance? No. And why didn't they define the risk in advance? Why did they not put a stop in the market? Because they thought they had a guaranteed win. It's that simple. You think that people could sit there and play slots for hours if there was the emotional risk? If there was the emotional risk that traders have about if they're wrong or they lose, they're going to tap into that pain. We don't enjoy that. It has to be enjoyable. The emotional risk of playing slots for most people just doesn't exist. They're enjoying themselves because they know the outcomes are random. They know they cannot, it is senseless, it would be an effort in absolute futility to think that they're going to predict what the pattern of those wheels are going to come up with on the next spin. They might not know anything about the architecture of the computer chip that generates the random outcome. But the point is, it is a purely random outcome. And when we learn that it's purely a random outcome, the whole idea of predicting or even being right or wrong is irrelevant. It doesn't apply. Does not apply. And so it takes what we're doing, the activity, out of a right or wrong context. And so I can sit there and push the button, and there's nothing to be right or wrong about because I'm not predicting the outcome. Now, that's a little bit more tricky in trading because we're using an analytical process to actually make a prediction. But what we have to do is we have to apply the principles of the law of probabilities on that prediction and say, you know what, this is a prediction, correct? Okay, I mean, this is, yes, I am making a prediction. I don't have any illusions about the fact I've used this in an analytical process. I've come to a conclusion. I'm making a prediction, but you know what? It's still just a guess. And in that way, we're not responsible for what the market does after we put on a trade. How can we be? When you understand order flow, when you understand there is no way that I can predict the intent that other traders have after I get into a trade.